These are acrylic paints, and acrylic paints can be quite difficult to use if you don't know what you're doing. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see people who want to paint realism with acrylics make is actually really easy to fix. But it might not be what you think. It's not about details, and it's not about colours. So, what else is there? And the answer to that question is values. And if you don't know what that is how dark or light something is. And this is a thing that I see beginners get wrong so much more than colour mixing or being able to paint details properly. But there is a really, really simple fix with the help of a little bit of technology. Okay, so what we're going to do is open Photoshop. And this is going to allow us to create simplified reference photos that allow us to focus on values, and that is going to massively increase the effectiveness and the realism of your paintings. So we've opened Photoshop and I've got a really nice picture here of a snow leopard. So what I'm going to do is go to Image, I'm going to go to Adjustments, and I'm going to go to Posterize. I can then change that to 11 values. So what that is going to do is split up my image into the 11 separate values from darkest to lightest. Then press OK. To simplify this even further, I'm going to go Image, Adjustments, Black and White. And there we have our image separated into 11 values. You don't have to use 11 if you wanted to simplify it. We could go to Image, Adjustments, Posterize, 4. We can see that there. Even simpler, we could go to 8, slightly more complex. But for this example, we're going to use 11. Let me zoom in a little bit so hopefully you can see. That is still quite a complex image. And this may still be difficult to actually follow along from, because values, when they sit next to each other, they aren't quite as simple to see which is darker or which is lighter because of the way that our brains work. I don't know if you've ever seen this optical illusion. Both of those cubes are actually the exact same value, even though one of them looks darker than the other. And that's because those values are next to lighter and darker values, making them look different. It's all a bit confusing, and it can be quite confusing to look at. But we can actually break this down even further and create something even simpler that we can use to really get a grip on those values, so it makes it really easy to transfer that to your canvas in the acrylic paint. So this idea actually isn't mine. I saw this from an artist called Anna Wokic. I'm sorry if I've absolutely butchered the pronunciation of your name. They've come up with a fantastic idea. We can convert the values into different colours that are easier to distinguish for our brain. And it's really simple to do that. All we need to do is go to Image, we go to Adjustments, and we go all the way down to Gradient Map. So mine's just opening up on a white screen. You might be like, oh my god, what's happening? But what we can do is assign a colour to each of those values. So, for example, here, like this. And it's really easy to make this. So if I just cancel this, I'll show you how we do it. So we go to Image, Adjustment, Gradient Map. So we've got just our white here. Yours might come up with its own gradient. That's fine, don't worry about it. So we click on the colour box, and then we get this little slider here. We can add points to this. So what we're going to do is add some extra points. We've already got one here, we've already got one here, so we've got 2, and we need to add 11 separate points because we've got 11 values. So we need to add 9 more points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And obviously they're not spread out equally yet. So what we need to do, we click on a point, And for this one, we're going to go to the location box and we're going to put 90. That's the percentage that it is across this bar. So we've got 100 over here on the right, 0 over here on the left. So we're just going to go through each of these and position them. Really simple, really straightforward. Then we're going to go and we're just going to click on each of these. We're going to leave this one over here on the right, the 100 as white. We're going to come over here and we're going to convert the very end one. We're going to just convert that to black. And what you're going to see is all of those darkest values are going to now appear on the screen. So we could actually, if you wanted to, if you just wanted to see each individual value by itself, you could just leave them up on the screen by themselves like this. What we're going to do is, to make it really simple now, each of these we're going to assign a colour. So we're going to pick our lightest colour first. So I'm going to use a nice bright blue. So we're going to be quite high in value. So I'm going to pick that nice blue and I'm going to move it quite over to the left, near the white side. And hopefully you can see on the screen, those blue values have just popped up. Then I'm going to pick my next colour. So this time I'm going to move down this scale here and we're going to move to a bit more of a green colour. So I'm now going to slide across and I'm just going to pick a colour that is slightly darker, so slightly lower in value than the colour that I've just picked. And I'm pretty happy with that. I can see the difference between the blue and the green. And I'm just going to repeat that process. Just like that. And then we have an image there that is split up into values, but it's much easier to see which value is which. And I'm now going to show you how we can apply that to our painting. So all I've done here is print off my heat map and I've printed off my coloured value scale and I've just stuck it to the underneath of my glass palettes. I've got my values of paints and I'm just doing this one in black and white. We'll focus on colour in a little bit. But I've put my values so that they correspond with each of the colours on my scale. And I've left off black, pure black by itself, and I've left off pure white by itself as well, because I don't want to use those until the very end. All we're going to do is take our darkest value first, so that dark blue kind of colour, and I'm looking for that darkish blue kind of colour on my reference photo, and I'm just going to block them in. And then we just work to the next value. So now I'm looking for my purpley kind of colours. And then you just repeat the process with each of the values, getting lighter and lighter with each layer. Until eventually you get a really solid looking painting with all of the values in the right place. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish refining this picture a little bit, just to make it a little bit more interesting and just make it a little bit more realistic. And I'm gonna just start by refining some of these areas where I've lost a few of the darks. So I'm going to come in with that number 6 and I'm just going to keep it quite transparent. So I'm going to add quite a bit of water to this. This is essentially going to be a little bit of glazing. And that's pretty much it for this video. Here it is. I'm pretty happy with how it looks so far. This would be the underpainting stage of my process. So the next step would be to add some colour. and that is going to be for one of the next videos. I hope you're finding the tips in this series really helpful, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.